A while back, I had a vision to create a kill team comprised of alternate universe Khorne champions. While I didn't film the creation of the first one, I think Kratos needs some suitably themed murder maniacs to join his journey to collect skulls for the Skull Throne. I had a couple candidates in mind, but with the release of the new Mortal Kombat game, I decided it was the perfect time to kitbash one of my favorite childhood villains into the grim darkness of 40k. The Emperor of Outworld, Shao Kahn.
I win.
So to start, I went with this Age of Sigmar Exalted Deathbringer as the basis of my conversion. He already has a number of our design boxes checked off. He's got giant muscles, he's shirtless, he's got a cool arm claw thing, and a massive weapon. This is a relatively simple conversion since I'm using 80% of the base model to begin with. I always take some time before any conversion to hunt down the right model to use as the base. It saves me a ton of time and effort.
I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing, and it was everything that I thought it could be.
So I clipped out and glued everything together except for his axe arm and head, cleaning up any mold lines I can see. It's important to do this so you don't have any glaring mold lines while painting. It's a lot easier to clean them off on the individual pieces before you glue them together. Next, I had a friend 3D print this hammer with a head that has the meat tenderizer faces on both ends. Now if you want a plastic hammer bit, the Leagues of Votann kits are good sources of hammer heads, as long as the head is appropriately large and girthy.
The hammer is my penis.
Clip the shaft and shave the cut flat. Now onto the axe arm, carefully cut the connecting bit at the bottom of the blade and just above his hand. I'm going to save this bit for conversions in the future. Then I glued on the arm and foot to the main body. I made sure to clean up the cuts on the weapon and at the hand with my knife. Then I broke out my trusty pin vise and drilled out a 0.8mm hole into the hammer head and the hand. Glue the end of some 0.8mm floral wire into the hammer head and clip the wire with about 2mm sticking out. Measure it against the hand, and if it's flush, go ahead and get some super glue and make the joint permanent. You'll notice that I didn't join the parts until later because I like to test fit the parts quite a bit before I glue anything together. Moving on to the head, the kit comes with this cool ogre looking head, complete with horns and a ponytail. However, we're going to do some pretty intensive plastic surgery to get that classic Shao Kahn helmet. So I grabbed the sprue from the Citadel's skull box that had the Khorne bloodletter skulls on it. I think these will be the perfect fit for Shao Kahn's iconic face mask. I'm specifically choosing the skull option that has the intact side horns, because I'm going to be using them as the frame for the armor layers on his helmet. Or for you Japanese enthusiasts out there, the Shikoro.
Moon rocks. Of course.
So to fit these two pieces, I'm going to have to cut the bottom jaw off. I'm going to start with the face portion so that I can carefully remove material until I think I have a good fit. Now because we're altering the head, we're going to have to shave back the neck, staring down at the floor. I trimmed a bit at a time and checked to make sure I didn't remove too much. Once I was happy with the position of his head, it was time to bring it all together. I mixed up some milliput and combined it with some green stuff, roughly a 1-to-1 ratio. I put a small ball to connect the jaw and face mask together, using a sculpting tool to gently form the rest of the head. I didn't worry too much about making this look neat, since I was going to be covering it up later when we make the helmet. Using a dab of super glue, I gently squished the head onto the neck and adjusted to get my desired head position. For the helmet, I made 2 little sausages just out of green stuff. I pressed them against the back of his neck. Using a sculpting tool, I flattened the green stuff out and stretched it to connect with the lower horns of the mask. While doing this, I made sure to flatten the inside of the helmet as well. With the second and eventually third sausage, each one being slightly longer than the previous piece, I followed the steps while slightly overlapping the previous piece to make that layered armor look. You might need to clean up the neck area with a little green stuff depending on your cuts. Now unfortunately, my recording software died halfway through painting the model, so instead of showing you how I painted it, we're gonna have to skip to the end. So here is Shao Kahn, Emperor of Outworld, Champion of Khorne. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed it. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you do, and let me know that you want to see more. Catch you guys next time.